The NFL season is already a quarter of the way through, and the 2021 NFL Draft is fast approaching. One of the most polarizing prospects in the class is NDSU quarterback Trey Lance. Lance was a redshirt freshman last season and led the Bison to a 16-0 record, a national championship victory, and oh yeah, he didn't throw a single interception along the way. After COVID-19 derailed the season, Lance played in a one-game showcase in October. Lance is a hot topic, and the hype is only just beginning. First of all, please do subscribe if you enjoy the video to make sure you don't miss any future uploads. It really helps us out and allows us to continue to make content for y'all. Trey Lance was born on May 9th, 2000 in Marshall, Minnesota. He was trained by his father Carlton, who played cornerback in the Canadian Football League and the World League of American Football. Trey played running back at the youth level before switching to quarterback in middle school. Lance attended Marshall Senior High School, where he was a 3-year starter at quarterback and safety. He also excelled on the basketball court, being named All-Conference. On the gridiron, he was a 3-time All-District member. Lance was a team captain for both teams. As a senior, Lance passed for 1,386 yards and 14 touchdowns, adding 641 yards and 10 touchdowns rushing. On defense, he had 54 tackles and 3 interceptions. He was a 3-star recruit coming out of high school and the number 8 recruit in the state. Lance wanted to play at Minnesota, but was told he would have to play safety instead of quarterback. Power 5 programs didn't take much of a look at Lance, instead wanting him to switch positions. Sources have said that he earned an offer from Rutgers and Iowa to play linebacker, neither of which is confirmed though. However, he did get some love from a handful of Group of 5 programs, including Air Force, Boise State, Northern Illinois, and Western Michigan. Ultimately, Lance decided to commit to play college football at North Dakota State University. Lance redshirted his first year at NDSU despite dressing for every game, a lot in part to being behind Easton Stick on the depth chart. Lance threw one pass for 12 yards and had 82 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. He took over as the Bison starter in 2019 and, well, dominated. The Bison went 16-0 on the season, capping it off with an FCS national championship victory over James Madison. They were the first team in college football to go 16-0 since 1894. Lance was named the game MVP after passing for 72 yards and rushing for 166 yards and a touchdown. On the season, he passed for 2,786 yards and 28 touchdowns and rushed for 1,100 yards and 14 touchdowns. He didn't throw a single interception on 287 passes, an NCAA record. Additionally, he set NDSU records with a 180.6 passer efficiency and 3,886 total offensive yards. Lance won the Walter Payton Award, given to the most outstanding offensive player in the FCS, and the Jerry Rice Award, given to the most outstanding freshman player in the FCS. He became the first player ever to win the Walter Payton Award as a freshman and the only player to ever win both. Additionally, he was named the Missouri Valley Football Conference Player of the Year. COVID-19 certainly put a wrench into the expected college career of Lance. NDSU planned to play in spring of 2021, but Lance announced that he would skip the spring season to instead prepare for the 2021 NFL Draft. This led to NDSU setting up a showcase game on October 3rd to allow Lance to play against Central Arkansas. 26 NFL scouts from 20 different franchises showed up for the game. Lance certainly had some rust early on after a really weird offseason, but was able to recover despite throwing the only interception of his college career. He threw for 149 yards and 2 touchdowns while rushing for 143 yards and 2 touchdowns. Lance showed the ability to show up when it counted, with the Bison down 3 going into the 4th quarter before taking over and later icing the game. 3 days later, Lance announced his intention to declare for the draft. Lance is a very intriguing prospect, along with the other top quarterbacks in Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields. Lance is at a good size at 6'4", 226 pounds, but also has the potential to be used in the run game regularly like a Josh Allen. Lance is super athletic and has a ton of arm talent. Of course, like any prospect though, Lance has some issues and certainly missed a few passes against the Bears that he'd like to have back. A huge thing he'll need to work on for the pro level is going to be his reading through progressions. Lance, as you would expect when the Bison often have the superior talent at wide receiver and, well, every position on the field, well, he tends to just hit his first read. He is a confusing prospect going into the draft for sure. He's going to finish his college career only playing in 17 games after redshirting 1 year and having his 3rd year canceled due to COVID-19. That's only 1 year of game tape plus 1. That being said, the idea of Lance being a 1-year wonder is far-fetched, and only having 1 good year in college didn't stop Joe Burrow or Kyler Murray from going first in the last 2 years. Looking ahead, after 4 weeks in the 2020 NFL season, there are 4 teams that are winless. Those would be the presumptive top 4 selections if the season ended today. The Giants could certainly be in need of a quarterback this offseason if they do decide to move on from Daniel Jones, who has struggled to say the least. The other New York team, the Jets, are just a confusing case. It's quite possible that their quarterback, Sam Darnold, is the only good player on the team. The Jets may be content with sticking with Darnold for the future, but honestly, who knows with Adam Gase running the show. The Texans have no interest in a quarterback with Deshaun Watson in town, and the Falcons are likely sticking with Matt Ryan, who is only in year 3 of a 5-year, $150 million deal. In terms of the teams with only one win, other than the entire NFC East, only a few actually have a real need at quarterback after recently taking one usually high in the draft. The Jaguars could potentially take a quarterback high if they don't believe in Gardner Minshew. Nobody else really fits the mold, and the Vikings are paying Kirk Cousins too much money to, well, not play him. It's going to be an odd draft coming up for sure, and the million-dollar question is, well, where are the 3 top premier quarterback prospects going to fit in? It's worth pointing out that Lance is also super young and may take some time to develop in the pros. In fact, this is the first time Darren and I have ever made a video on somebody that is younger than us. I mean, Lance won't even be able to drink and celebrate here in the States until after he's been drafted. Trey Lance has certainly gained some steam as of late, but the hype is only beginning. The draft is far away, and depending on how this season goes for Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, who knows, we could potentially be speaking about Lance as possibly the number 1 overall pick. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you enjoyed, and if you want to stay up to date with Darren and I, follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We love interacting with y'all and appreciate the support.